with me? Okay,
Sure.
it's being recorded.
Sure.
You start.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Julia Cruz. I am the first vice chair, and I'm also a committee member with the and also on the Health and Human Services Committee. Louis is not here today. He had a family situation he had to take care of. So I told him I'd volunteer to keep you guys company and guide you along, and we'll work together and we'll get through this, okay? So please let me know who's on.
Okay, so this is Cynthia from Community Board 2, the community coordinator. You have Roland on, you have Belinda Simmons, you have Ray Arroyo, Shatoria McCoy Gregg, Suri Miranda, and Yolanda Rodriguez. So you have both presenters on, and well, she actually works for the city. She works, Belinda, I'm sorry, I always forget the acronym.
Well, thank you, Cynthia. Welcome, everybody. And I'm sorry, somebody wanted to say something?
Okay, this is Belinda. I work for the New York City Commission on Human Rights,
Yes.
CCHR.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
If I don't see it in front of me, I just go blank.
Thank you, Belinda. And as you notice, I'm having technical difficulties, so I'm going to miss seeing you guys. So let's move on to number 2 if we're ready. Suri Miranda from the borough, from the Bronx Borough Director of Mayor's Office. Suri, are you on?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, this is Suri Miranda with the Mayor's Office. I'm the Bronx Borough Director. So this is a very presentation. I'm sure across what I'm going to talk about today. But one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned and you were aware of is that this next Saturday, Saturday, April 10th, we are having, and when I say we, I mean the Community Affairs Unit, the Department of Health, and the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, together with local organizations and elected officials. We're going to be having a community resource fair and a memorial at Bill Rainey Park. I'm just coming from canvassing the area. I put flyers up and down buildings and around the perimeter of the park. We are trying to use this as an opportunity to make appointments available for the COVID vaccine. So we're going to have canvassers assisting individuals making appointments so they can go get the vaccine. We're also going to be distributing PPE. We're going to do distribute food. And we're going to also have, I'm not sure if Anita is online with the Department of Health, but we're also going to be having one-on-ones with medical specialists that can talk about questions that people may have on the vaccine, because I know that there's still a lot of vaccine hesitancy out there. So we want to make sure that at least we're making the effort of having the information available and accessible to people. And then the other thing that I wanted to make sure folks knew, so since for this fair, I had to request texting. One of the offers I got was to have the testing site or the mobile testing available for the entire week. So with community board, I spoke with Ralph and the 41st precinct, and they had graciously also offered to be the host of a mobile testing site. We have the mobile testing site parked in front of PAL, so they're going to be there until Friday, and then on Saturday they're going to move closer to Bill Rainey Park to be part of the event. And they're doing testing, specifically is rapid test, and the usual test from 8 in the morning till 7 p.m. So if anyone has any needs for immediate testing, you can feel free to go to our mobile testing right in front of PAL. They're gonna park every day, as I said, from 8 in the morning till 7 p.m. In the perimeter in front of PAL. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions.
Suri, I do have a couple of questions. Can you stress if there's any cost on this, and how many people a day are you expecting to accommodate? Is there a maximum?
So I I don't want to say that there's a maximum. What I can tell you is that right now there's not that many people going to get tested. I'm not sure if it's because people are getting the vaccine, and obviously there is a reduction in what people understand a need in getting tested, which is probably the case because while I was canvassing the area, I realized that a lot of people have already gotten the vaccine. So I know that I didn't necessarily answer your question directly.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, it's not that it's at capacity right now. I didn't see that they have that many people over there.
And cost? Is there a cost?
No,
Or?
there's no, it's free of cost because it's
Okay.
sponsored by H&H.
Okay, it's good to remind people that there's no cost because people always think that they're going to get a bill later, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a deterrent when people, you know, don't understand that we're doing this because we want people to take care of themselves. And also, what do you need from us?
If you can please help us let people know that I can actually share a flyer later today that I can send to Cynthia to specifically let people know that there is testing in front of PAL.
Beautiful, beautiful. Anybody else has any other questions for Suri?
But when she sends the, this is Cynthia, once she sent the flyer, I'll send it out with this agenda and all of the attachments to everyone online. That's actually online here now.
Okay, guys, and it's up to us to make sure that this community, you know, turns a corner. I know that a lot of people are getting vaccinated because they regretted not being vaccinated initially. So it's a good thing that the numbers are going up in terms of people getting vaccinated. So I like that. Anybody else has anything?
If there's anyone that have an idea for an event, obviously this was sort of one of the first events that we're doing as the city continues to open back up. So if there's any idea of an event that you want to try, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to explore it.
Wonderful. We're an active community, so I'm suspecting you're going to hear from a few people. But I do thank you, and thank you for what you do, and stay safe out there.
Stay well. Bye.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just want to also, you know, Suri and I have been working on this for quite some time, Madam Chair. So, and Suri has been an asset to us, and we feel that this population, in particular around Bill Rainey Park and the Garifunas, are a little underserved, and hopefully, you know, having the mobile testing van out there, because the majority of these people are immigrants, so they you know, are a little reluctant into going into a different neighborhood. So we can start offering at least testing, and the fact that it'll start like kick off on Saturday and it's going to be the following week at the PAL, we'll make sure that we can refer people there also. So I just want to thank Suri for also coming on with us.
Yeah, thank you, Suri. You've been with us since the beginning. I remember at the beginning when everything was going crazy, and you gave us masks for the nursing home. So you've been here from the beginning. So thank you.
Stay well, folks.
Be well. Okay, number 3 on the agenda, Yolanda Rodriguez of the Josephine Herrick Project.
Yes.
Yolanda, are you on?
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you for inviting me, and my thanks to Cynthia for sending me the invitation and for coordinating everything. So I'm Yolanda Rodriguez. I'm the Outreach Director at the Josephine Herrick Project, which is a not-for-profit organization that partners with community-based organizations to provide photography classes to underrepresented and misrepresented communities throughout the city. So just briefly, Josephine Herrick was a photographer during World War II, and she used photography as a means by which soldiers who are on their way to the war to take photographs of them and then send those to their families. And then one day someone by the name of Dr. Howard Rusk, who's now the famous Rusk Institute, learned about what she was doing, and he asked her to collaborate with him to use photography as a healing modality for those same soldiers who were returning from the war wounded. So since then, this healing modality was used not only for veterans, but it evolved into other communities throughout the cities. This include people with disabilities, seniors, people of all ages living in public housing, public school kids, at-risk teens, LGBTQ community, the formerly incarcerated, and it was to not only to empower them with this new creative tool, but also to empower them for a way for their voices to be heard through this visual medium. So I'm here today or tonight to ask your help, Community Board 2 number help, to identify potential partners in the community that might be interested in this program. And I brought along with me the 2 videos that I'm not sure if we can see them tonight, but they're very short.
Yeah, we'll be able to. Are you ready for it, Ms. Rodriguez? I can play the first one.
Absolutely. The first one was actually created by one of our students, and the second was created by Queen's Theater, and it focuses on the seniors who took our photography classes. So the first one is about kids, and the next one is about seniors. So yes, I'm ready. If everyone else is ready.
All right, bear with me.
Okay.
So it's going to come up on the multimedia side of the
programs. The Just
program.
Safe
Yeah.
Project works to transform the
Hello? Hi, would we lose everybody or Ralph?
Yeah,
No, we're still here.
I'm
You
on the
guys on the
phone.
phone can't see it though. Can I just mute
Oh,
yourself
okay.
to the
Oh,
We can't hear it either though.
You can't hear it at
Yeah.
all?
No.
No.
up to 16 weeks. Students regularly to learn how to use cameras. They practice looking at images for other photographers and the images that they take themselves. And then a big part of the program is actually taking students out into the community and going on photo walks so that they can explore their surroundings with a camera and also engage with the communities around them. Some of our programs then culminate with a public exhibition where students get to share the work that they produced over the process of the course and celebrate everything with their friends, their family, and the larger community. For JHP participants, the camera is a transformative tool, helping them build self-confidence, think creatively and critically, engage with their communities, tell their own stories, and advocate for themselves, affecting change in their own lives and the world around them.
Okay, that was the first video. Do you want me to play the second video also?
Was it?
Yes, we can hear it now though. It's good,
Okay.
so yeah, let's
Okay.
just play it.
Okay, bear with me.
You know, seniors, you're not gonna leave my seniors out.
Photography, photography makes me happy. When I look at pictures, it makes me feel happy that people see my pictures and
All right, starting now.
Can everyone see it?
Yeah.
Those, I'm sorry, for those that don't see it, I'll send them the link afterwards, and then they
Okay.
could.
I never thought I'd taken a photography.
Thank you, Cynthia.
My only background with photography is taking pictures of my children when they were babies. But then as they got older and bigger, the pictures stopped. My cameras are 7-take pictures. When I took a photography, it might have been like in junior high school.
I've always taken pictures. I was like the family photographer, the friends photographer. You know, I was the one always with the camera.
Well, my father was a photographer. All the time that we were growing up, he was always taking pictures of us and always developing film in one of the closets. So photography was always all around our family.
I came to Queensbridge in 1977.
I've been in Queensbridge for more than 40 years.
I've lived in Queensbridge for 50 years. I've been living in Queensbridge for 64 years. I'm originally from Queensbridge. I've been here all my life, 65 years. Queensbridge has changed dramatically. The scenery has changed, the atmosphere has changed, the people has changed, everything has changed. I hope it's changing for the better, but who knows? I was born, raised here, single mother, you know, I have a sister, older sister. You know, I just enjoy it. You know, it's a nice place, you know.
My father got an apartment in Queensbridge because he was in the military. I think it was first built for veterans, families, you know, to get a start. Went to PS1 that used to be an elementary school that is now the MoMA PS1 Museum. You watch the neighborhood change.
I have learned that Queensbridge has gone from 1 degree to a next. And in each one of those degrees, from bad to worse to worse to good to better, each one of those degrees has brought me closer to the people and my community. The photos I enjoy taking are pictures of my family, and I take a lot of landscape photos. I love taking photos in the park, different parks, the trees and these animals that happen to be there, the water, the river.
I enjoyed taking all kinds of photos of people, photos of things, photos of shapes and colors and shadows, and photos. I'm always doing crafts and artwork, and I take photos of that. If I can't send the actual thing to many people in the family, they can see a picture of it.
It plays a role as a griot. You know, you're telling your history, your family, you know, what you've been through, you know, what you've been doing, who's in your life.
I like it because, you know, you can take different photos of people, different things of people, different, you know, pictures, outdoor sceneries, you know, landscape, animals.
Through the FSOP project, I've noticed I'm more of an architectural photographer. I like the details of buildings or just the different looks of them that you can bring in a picture. I'm more of a scenic person. I love scenery. I love black and white. Love black and white pictures. I was like, they really grabbed me.
Before, I would just look at something and say, oh, okay, that's it. But now when I look at things, I examine every little part of the object, every little piece of the item. I want to see it inside and out. I want to see it laying on its side, standing up straight, tilted. I want to be able to capture the picture in every view that's possible.
The F-Stop project changed the way that I see, because with photography, you can do such amazing things. You know, when I first started taking pictures, you know, I would just look at the picture initially. But when I started taking this class, it made me really stop, examine the photo, don't just look at it quickly, because there's so much you can be missing. There's so many interesting things within the picture if you just take the time to look at it.
I mostly enjoy going outside with the instructors. When we first started, they, gave us our cameras, which I was like so happy to get. And then they would take us outside and we would go around the neighborhood and they would give us a subject.
Through taking pictures and send it to Nicole and Robin, and how they put it together and show us how it works out. It's really amazing.
I learned how to use my little camera a little bit better. Not just using it on automatic, using the different focuses and the lenses.
The classes at the F-Stop opened up, especially to the modern techniques of photography. And also it's a really, really fun time to do it in a shared environment where, we learn from each other. The people in the F-Stop class, we learn from each other, we encourage each other.
We would discuss with the class the pictures that we had taken. And it was like so interesting and so fun to see all of the photos that different people in the class had taken, because what I think is something that's very, very important or fun was totally opposite of what someone else may have thought was totally, fun. And it's a wonderful feeling, a wonderful experience.
You know, being with the other seniors that, we're taking the pictures, we take pictures of each other. I love when we did this project where they hung our pictures through the projects, through the Queensbridge neighborhood, where the other tenants in the neighborhood got to see the pictures, which they was very excited about seeing.
I learned how to take better pictures.
I think the biggest thing I learned is that you can continue to learn to not let a new technique throw you off. Never know when something is going to appeal to you, because sometimes you get comfortable, especially as you get older.
It made me look at what's going on around me. It really focused on like, okay, this is not right, or changes that I see in the neighborhood that are different from all around, and it's just opened my eyes to things that's happening.
Life is like an amazing journey. You never know what will come by your path. And like, I talk to people and, I show them out, the pictures, and they're excited. And I, try to encourage them to take a class, because, you don't have to, I learned you don't have to be a photographer to take great pictures. I enjoy taking pictures and I enjoy sharing, and it's beautiful. You got to get out of your comfort zone. But, I'm learning to ease up and saying, you have to make pictures. They make memories. And, it's something to show and share with your family, for a lifetime.
Photography to me means being able to see objects, people, the world in the different eyes. I have the eyes that I was naturally born with, but once you get behind the camera lens and you start looking, it's like you see everything, anything, everything, a lot of things, a lot of nice things, sometimes not so nice things. But photography has really given me the opportunity to open up my eyes and look very, very carefully.
So I think that's it. Yes. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, yes. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
and I hope you were able to see it. And I want to emphasize again, I'm here with the Health Committee and how this began as a modality for healing for military veterans.
In Ravenswood, the Queensbridge houses were the largest
I'm sorry, hold
housing
on.
project in the United States.
I don't know where that music is. I don't know where that's coming from.
3,149 families, or
I'll mute
11,000.
myself.
Okay. So,
Okay, that sounds better.
So as I was saying, it began as a healing modality for veterans who were returning from World War II, and it remains so, but also it really works on several layers because as you heard the women at Queensbridge Houses say, it really transformed their lives creatively, spiritually, and physically. So I think, during the pandemic and all the terrible things that have happened as a result of this pandemic, one of the great things that happen is that communities are seeing the changes that are happening around them. And this now becomes like a social justice vehicle for a lot of people. Their cameras, cell phones have become so important in recording someone's life being taken away by a cop or someone's life being changed because of something that happened to him and during the pandemic. So photography has now become sort of like the social justice vehicle for a lot of our students. And what we try to instill in them is that very concept. How do you photograph your world, your community, so that you become an advocate for your community? So, I sent my contact information to Cynthia. If you have any questions or if you'd like to know more about us, I have the link to our website. But I would welcome an opportunity to work with, because we partner with community-based organizations to provide the classes. We don't have our own. We have a tiny little office, so that's why we have to partner with community-based organizations so that we can use their spaces. The Queensbridge project we partnered with the Jacob Reese neighborhood settlement house. So I'd like to be able to ask for your help to see if we can identify those partnerships. But does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, we have questions. Thank you so much, Madam Chair. If I can just have a point of reference.
Yes, go ahead.
So, if I'm not mistaken, Cynthia, correct me if I'm wrong, we have a former board member, Dante McCullough, who first introduced the Josephine Herrick project to us.
Yes,
Oh,
Gandhi McCullough. Yes.
Right, and they actually came out, I think, 2 or 3 years ago to one of our Halloween parades and have participated
Wonderful.
and take pictures. So we're very familiar with this project, and they have been helpful in the past. So I just want
And Dondi, yes, I know Dondi. He's a former vet. He's a veteran.
Yes.
And he started with our Harlem Vet program, photography class.
Right.
And since he had such a wonderful experience, he's been sort of spreading the word about JHP to a lot of our partners.
Right.
So that's great.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sure, thank you. I do have one question. Let's say I work in a senior building. I'm running the building. I do have space. I have 2 conference rooms, but of course I have to be mindful of social distancing and whatnot. Let's say that we start talking and we set up something. What do you need from me, and what are you offering my seniors? Just briefly.
Well, I think you got a kind of a good idea from the Queensbridge seniors, the video that you saw, as to what we offer all of our students. And that is an opportunity to document, not only to learn a new skill. And by the way, I'm trying to create a sort of a job development continuum at JHP so that those who are interested in entering the photography field, whether as a digital editing or actual photography, et cetera, I'm trying to work on that to sort of develop that right now. But to go back to what I was saying, not only to empower them with a new skill, but also empower them with a way to document what's going on in their neighborhood and what's going on in their community. So that's 2. And 3, seniors, and this is, I was meeting with the aging committee with CB12, I believe, the other week. And one of the things about active aging, as you probably know, is that we have to, in order for us to preserve our well-being, we have to stay active, whether physically or
Correct.
emotionally or spiritually,
Mhm.
etc. So whether it's a Zumba class that you offer, a photography class can also introduce you to that critical way of looking at the world and critical way of using a very cutting edge sort of digital equipment that perhaps you never worked on with before. And the elements, all of the elements of photography. And also, it really, and as a woman in the video said, remarked on, is that they see changes in their neighborhood that they really didn't pay that much mind to. They put their eyes behind the lens of a camera, and how that really kind of opened up that world to them. So as far as all the other details, I can forward Cynthia, maybe sort of like a one pager or overview of what's involved in a partnership, if that's okay.
Beautiful. I would love that. And Cynthia, if you could forward it to me. Okay. Anybody else has any questions, any comments?
And I just also want to say, you know, since the pandemic, we haven't been having in-person classes, of course, because, you know, it's the pandemic. But what we've been having is virtual classes. We meet our students online. And since we usually loan out cameras to students, and of course, because of the pandemic, we're not in person, we can't do that. So we rely on students to use their cell phone cameras, or if they have a camera on their iPads or laptops or whatever. And that's been working out really well. I actually attended the beginners class for veterans last week, and they were bringing in things, photography, that was absolutely mind-boggling, because even during the pandemic, as I said, there are so many opportunities to record how this pandemic has affected this country on so many levels, politically, socially, healthcare wise, etc. You name it. We're in the midst of such a revolution here now, and it's wonderful to be able to capture that in photography.
It'd be great to see it through their eyes also. They have a lot to say and a lot they've experienced. Does anybody else have any other comments?
Yeah, we have Belinda Simmons with her hand raised.
Okay. Belinda? Belinda?
You know, I must have hit it by mistake. I'm sorry.
That's okay. And we got Ray Arroyo with his hand raised.
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to just mention that recently I work in real estate, and I've actually had 3 different photographers approach me recently looking for studio space. And I never saw the correlation, but because of COVID, a lot of families were looking for new experiences. You can't do anything outside. But you can hire a private photographer to do a nice photo shoot with the family, the close ones. And so that was an interesting segue into this, that this is a business opportunity for people that was actually, they were actually very successful during COVID photography.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the pandemic, as awful a nightmare as it continues to be, has really, you know, brought about these opportunities, good or bad, that can really make an impact on our lives. So yeah, I think photography has been sort of in the center stage with a lot of those changes. You know, if anyone's watching the Derek Chauvin trial, you know, witness after witness is, you know, thank God they had their cameras with them.
Right, that's a great way of thinking about it. Anybody else with their hand up? Ralph, can you see them?
No, Madam Chair, there's no one else.
Oh, okay. Ms. Rodriguez, thank you so much, and please send the
Thank you.
information so we can follow up.
I definitely will. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. And Cynthia, thank you for your help again.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
4 on the agenda, old business. Of course, everybody knows that every year we have the Bronx AIDS walk. So we're starting to work on that, and we'll give the details in the next meeting.
Julia, I can actually update you guys on that. So I spoke to Louis about it, and he says that he's going to have to wait until next year because this year with everything, all of the organizations are like really dealing with everything else. So he doesn't want to take away from the COVID efforts to do this right now. So we're gonna just wait
he
till
also
next.
mentioned that we don't want crowds and we don't want people gathering.
Yes.
But he'll give us more information on that and his feelings about it. But thank you, Cynthia. Any other old business? Anybody? Hearing none. New business.
Madam Chair, I just want to acknowledge that I do see Anita Reyes is on with us from the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. And I don't know, I don't want to put Anita on the spot because she's always with us. But I just want to know if she has any new business for us.
Anita, do you have at least a little update for us? What's new?
So she's on here twice. I don't know if
Yeah, she's probably having trouble like I did.
yeah. And I also want to acknowledge
Anita?
that Maria de la Cruz from the Controller's Office is on with us also.
Mariela, you have any update that you want to give us in new business? Anita, Mariela, either one?
Let's move on then.
Yep. Maybe they'll pop in. Any announcements?
We just have these couple of things here. We have the
I see them.
Alquinones street co-naming coming up in May. That's going to be at 52 Park. The date would be, I think it's May 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. May 28th or something like that. Let me just look at my calendar. I think it's May 28th, a Friday, or the 21st. We'll get you more dates, but we just want to put that on the radar because we'll make the formal announcement next month.
So he was a former board member years ago, and so that's the
Alquinones, yeah, and he's the co-founder of 52 Playground, and worked with the Parks Department to get the allocations for that park. So now they have an amphitheater, beautiful park, and in the summer they have a lot of musicians coming, and they have a lot of bands playing in concerts. So I think I see Anita now.
Anita, were you able to log on?
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Hi. We were up to announcements, but we will stop and we'll go back to you. Is there any new stuff you want to fill us in?
Yes, I wanted to make sure that everyone knows that the health department continues to work very aggressively in terms of making sure that there's access to vaccinations in the neighborhood. In terms of the numbers, the COVID number, we're continuing to see the numbers in the Bronx to be a little higher than the rest of the city. So of course that's concerning. The health department is really trying to work to get the information out there. I just want to stress the importance of we need to stop the spread. And in order for us to stop the spread, we need to stay at home if we're feeling sick. You shouldn't be out, in the community if you're sick. We want to make sure that folks know that they have to wear their mask. I'm not sure if you've seen the latest guidance, which is that you have to wear 2 masks, and it's good to wear a cloth one, but also to wear the disposable mask when possible, as well as the social distancing. If you go to the supermarkets or the stores or wherever you go, making sure that you're keeping a distance. And of course, washing your hands, that's important. In terms of gathering and travel, we're asking you to please be sure to, keep the guidance. We're still seeing that there's high numbers of people with COVID. Getting tested is important. There are different places in the Bronx. We have a clinic that gives you the results in 24 hours or like a few hours. And that's part of the New York City Department of Health. Is located at 1309 Fulton. And the phone number is 718-347-396-7976. So I want to make sure everybody has that information. And then in terms of vaccines, I want to say that, the New York City is doing a good job in terms of trying to get more access to these vaccines. And so far, we've vaccinated about 4.5 million New Yorkers. And so I want to make sure that people know where there's access to vaccination. So you have to schedule an appointment. And the way we're telling people to schedule an appointment is through email. If you have email, and if not, you can call. And we have a special number where people can call So for anyone that's interested, there's a new number. I'm going to give it to you right now. Oops, I should have had this ready for you all. So this is the number. The number is 1-877-208-8318. And you call the number and they can help you schedule an appointment for a vaccine. All right, I want to make sure everybody has that information because there's been a lot of questions about vaccination. We're continuing to see the numbers low for Hispanics and Blacks. So they're much lower than the white population. So again, we may need to do more in terms of giving information out to the community, talking to the community, answering questions. So I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. Currently, I want to say that we do have messages that we want the community to know, which is that currently there are 3 different vaccines available. There's the Pfizer, there's the Moderna, and there's the Johnson & Johnson. The Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines are 2 doses. So you have to get 2 shots. So you get a shot and then you have to return either in 3 or 4 weeks. The Johnson & Johnson is only a 1 shot that is required. So you get it once and that's it. But again, I want to make sure that you all know that the vaccines are safe. We are recommending these vaccines. They do not contain the virus and they do not alter your DNA. So those are important messages. It's important not to go by what social media is saying. It's important for all of us to understand what each one does and for you to be ready to get vaccinated if you're ready and want it, right? So with that, I just wanted to say, if there's any questions, I'm here to answer questions from you.
Anita, I just have a couple of comments. I was one of those people that said that people are not taking it because they're afraid and whatnot. But I've noticed when I'm talking to people, because I'm a strong advocate, give them the information. I see people now more receptive to taking the vaccine, and they don't really care which one they get. So I'm seeing that people are getting more educated. The word is out, and people don't want to get sick. So I'm seeing a difference. That's a good thing. And in addition to that, I'm getting people telling me, why do you wear the mask all the time? You already got the vaccine. You got it back in December. Why do you still wear it? So it's important for people to know that although you are vaccinated and the time period has gone where you have immunity, it's still important that you wear it because you could still pass it. You won't get sick, but you can still give it to somebody else. So please, even if you got the vaccine, they're saying you after 90 days you're good. Please always wear it because you never know if you're carrying it in your nostrils. You'll deposit somewhere. So you just have to be careful. The mask, even though you got them, and people argue with me, but I tell them I'm keeping my mask on. So please, even though you're vaccinated, still wear your mask until this whole crisis is over.
Thank you. That's a great point. I want to make sure that I say that how important it is. And besides, that you're protected, remember there's different variants out there right now. Right. And we want to make sure that we stay protected because it could be that there's a different variation of COVID-19. And so we want to protect ourselves, but we want to protect the community. So that's really an important point.
Madam Chair.
Does anybody else?
Yes, I just want to acknowledge that we have a local business that the owner reached out to me and is having difficulty with their staff regarding just general information around the vaccination. I reached out to Anita, and Anita's actually either herself or having someone from the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene go out to this business to educate employees. Hopefully we can get some more people vaccinated like that. So I just want to thank Anita. She's been an asset to us here during these crises, very similar to Suri. And I just wanted to thank Anita so much for that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Anita, and thank you guys for doing the work because it takes a lot to educate people sometimes. So thank you so much, and let's just keep fighting the good fight.
Anita, the information. I'm sorry. The information and the numbers that you gave out, can you put it in the chat so that way I can email it out when we're done?
Definitely, I'll make sure to do
1302, the address and everything.
Yes, so
and
I'll
the
do
new
that.
phone number and that new phone number. That'd be great.
Thank you.
I want
Thank
to
you,
make sure
Anita.
that Anyone
And,
who
and we
wants
should make
to
sure
go
that, yeah, we should make sure that everybody at the board meeting has it, because it's up to us to spread the word. I'm sorry, somebody was speaking?
No, it's
Belinda
Anita.
Simmons.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
just wanted
Right.
to ask a question. If you misplace or lose your vaccination card, can you get another one?
Yes, you just have to go back to the place where you were vaccinated and they could give you another one. They have the records there and they just have to look it up and give you a new card.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're being very careful with those cards, because now those cards are being used for traveling and all of that. So they're treating them as if it was like your driver's license, like it's your passport. So just go back and explain to them. But they're being very careful with those cards. They're even asking people not to post them on, on social media. So
we want to make sure that there's no scams out there. People should not be charged for this card. People should not be charged for vaccination. This is all free. All the agencies that are offering it and all the community clinics that are doing this are free of charge. If they ask you about your insurance, they just want to know, but they should not charge you. So remember, this allocation is being sent by the federal government, and we don't want any barriers, right? We don't want to give it to one person that has to pay and not the other. This is free. So it is important that we give this message to the community so that people don't feel that this is something that they're being charged. And we're hearing things about the card being charged for. Nothing should be charged. And if anyone is charging for this, I need you to report it to me, because I am going to report it. We have a special unit that's focused on this.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Okay. And thank you, Anita. Does anybody else have any questions, comments? Anita, as always, thank you, and please stay safe out there. Any other, we were doing announcements. We also have Mariela on, right?
Yes. Oh, wait, I think she's off now. Hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she
not on
left.
no more. She left. It's okay.
Oh, okay. We tried. Give her our apologies. Thank you, Raymond. I saw that in the chat. Next up in announcements is Juneteenth. Any information on Juneteenth?
Yeah, so all of these announcements have, well, for the most part, they have the flyer under it. So so you'll see, it's that's Suri's event for the 10th.
I see it. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
that's Juneteenth here. So
Got
it's a festival that they're going to start. It's going to be the first one this year, and I'm not too sure how many of you guys can actually see the flyer, but I will email it, and whoever's interested in joining or want more information about it, they can reach out to that organization and they'll inform them more.
Beautiful. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to keep in mind. And I also see the flyer on the Autism Walk, which is April 19th. So all that could participate, it's great. It's really a good thing to get involved in. So April 19th, 11 a.m. And it'll be in front of the precinct. And please, everybody that can go. Okay, I need back the agenda.
Right. Okay.
Okay, that was and cleanup. We have any information on the cleanup?
No, that's just something that we're gonna be suggesting in special events, because this is Earth Day is on the 22nd.
22nd, right?
So we do have sites that we may be able to do cleanups with, and we do have enough youth that, like with the explorers and just youth in general in this district, that we may be able to get to help out. So we're going to be discussing that at tomorrow's special events meeting to see if there's any way that we can do events like that, not just for Earth Day, but just going forward, and see if it's possible for them to get some community service hours along with it and things like that.
Right.
That would be great, and it'll get them involved, and also keeping in mind the Yankee leadership. They look forward to, they look for things like that, and it gives the kids a sense of, doing something for the community. So that's a great idea. Okay, unless anybody has anything else, this meeting we can adjourn.
I'm sorry, there's just two more announcements. Hold on, because you're on the phone. So there's a construction notice eastbound Brooklyn
Lucky.
Expressway from Bryan to Whittier. And I will be sending all of these out because we get maybe 3 of these that overlap in dates at one
Yeah.
time,
Mhm.
but they're all on the agenda and I will be sending it out.
Okay.
And let's see what else, Ralph. I think you could keep going. And then, well, there's an HPD tenant fair, virtual tenant resource fair, the 8th from 6 to 8. And it's NYC Department of Housing and Preservation
Okay.
and Nazareth Housing. So that's a flyer that's also going to be sent out. And then finally, we have the Southern Boulevard cleanup event. So April 17th at 8 a.m. He's organizing.
I'm busy that
That's your
day.
that's your birthday.
Uh-huh.
But for anyone else, they're doing a cleanup on the bid, and events like this, we're trying to see if there's any way possible we can get the youth involved, and then it can
Mhm.
accumulate some hours for them. But we're gonna be discussing these things.
That's good.
Okay. Did anybody else have a comment? I thought I heard somebody.
That's
Just be
Pasquale saying that's good.
That's Pasquale with the background. Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah,
Pasquale.
I keep getting on and off. Something wrong with the system.
That's
Yeah.
okay, Pasquale. I had trouble too, so don't worry. I hope
Okay.
you caught up on a lot of the meeting. If
Oh,
not,
yeah,
there's a
but-
lot of flyers that are going
No, I
together
know.
with.
That's good. That's good. Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay,
Mhm.
everybody. I think we're done with the agenda. So if that's all, we can adjourn. And please stay safe and God bless.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll send everything out in a.
Yes. Stay safe, everyone.
Okay,
Beautiful.
have a good day, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.